What if the quickest route to a 60% power surge is also the surest way to flunk every state inspection and shred your warranty in a single dyno pull? You're about to walk the razor's edge between mechanical genius and a 5-figure federal fine. Today we're counting down 7 for-racetrack-only upgrades that deliver real seat-of-the-pants horsepower while handing you a legal headache if you get caught. Listen close, because the final mod pours high-octane fuel on an already blazing fire, and even pro tuners argue it belongs in a sealed trailer, not crawling through morning traffic. Ready? Let's break some rules. 7. The Ghost ECU Tune. Every modern engine computer hides a shadow map, an emergency calibration the public never sees. Crack the firmware, flash that silent file, and your engine wakes up like it's been sipping espresso. Air-fuel ratios lean out, ignition creeps forward, and throttle response goes from polite to razor sharp. Drivers report 15 to 40 extra HP, cooler exhaust temps on highway cruises, and a mid-range swell that feels like you dropped a gear without moving the shifter. Add a wideband O2 sensor, and you'll see the mixture tighten up under load, often trimming full-throttle lambda from 0.88 to a crisp 0.82 for safer combustion and a sweeter exhaust note. The trade-off? Dealers checksum every module the moment your VIN hits their tablet. One mismatch and your warranty evaporates faster than race fuel in July. After the EPA's 2024 software crackdown, regulators can subpoena cloud tuning companies, match those ghost files to download logs, and penalty box your plate before you even book the next oil change. Some tuners hide the tweak with switchable maps that spoof factory checksums, but one over-the-air update can brick the ECU at the curb. Still feeling brave? Let's shove a broomstick through the exhaust honeycomb. The Conatec 6. Gutted catalysts and high-flow downpipes. Nothing unlocks turbo spool faster than removing the catalytic converter and bolting on a big bore downpipe. By ditching the precious metal honeycomb, you slash back pressure, letting the turbine light earlier, which translates to 20 to 25 instant horsepower on many boosted builds and up to 40 pound-feet sooner in the rev range. Some owners see exhaust gas temperatures drop nearly 80 degrees Fahrenheit at wide open throttle, giving intercoolers a fighting chance in summer heat. The Clean Air Act, unfortunately, shows zero mercy. Texas troopers seized 8,000 illegal pipes during Operation Back Pressure, writing $2,500 fines per unit, yet underground shops still weld straight pipes by moonlight because the gains feel too sweet to ignore. Hydrocarbons and NOx can spike by 90%, turning every hard pull into a mobile smog bomb. Dummy cat shells fool a quick visual, but an infrared sniffer or rolling road emissions test ruins the illusion in seconds. Thinking it can't get louder? The next trick lets you wake the whole county with a thumb switch. 5. Electronic exhaust cutouts. Install a mid-pipe cutout, wire a thumb button, and your exhaust gains a split personality. In calm mode, the valve routes gases through mufflers. Press the button and you're running a straight pipe from the header's back. Back pressure drops up to 8 psi, boosted cars claw an extra amount-known 18 horsepower, and tunnels turn into concrete subwoofers. Cities are fighting back. New York's noise camera network mails tickets to plates captured over 90 dB, turning every tunnel pull into a cat and mouse game. Denver just installed drone-mounted sound meters that hover near cruise strips on Friday nights. Bargain cutouts seize, leak, or rattle. Premium systems integrate with the CAN bus and geo-lock themselves shut near hospitals or school zones. Sound is obvious. Airflow you can't see is sneakier. And that brings us to the intake tract. Cold air intakes and the MAF scaler hack. A polished intake tube and cotton gauze filter look harmless until you tweak the mass airflow sensor's transfer curve. Space it a hair upstream or rewrite the scaler in software, and the ECU thinks the air is cooler and denser, commands more fuel, and hands you 10 to 15 horsepower along with a mid-range punch that feels like factory sport mode on steroids. Done right, intake temps drop 30 degrees Fahrenheit, knock resistance improves, and a turbo compressor map finally hits its sweet spot instead of flirting with surge. Done wrong, a pinhole leak turns cylinders lean enough to melt pistons. Any MAF tamper is an emissions violation. One EPA letter can ask for $10,000 per day of noncompliance, and California now cross-checks intake part numbers during smog. Some owners hide silicone couplers under stock engine covers. Others 3D print fake resonators to disguise the tube. If richer mixtures still starve at high boost, the fuel rail itself needs serious reinvention. Return-style fuel system retrofits. Returnless rails save pennies of evaporative emissions, but choke above 25 psi boost. Converting to a return system adds an external regulator and dedicated line, locking pressure at 55 psi all day, even when manifold boost peaks during a hot lap session. Lean spikes vanish, pistons stay safe, and wideband logs flatten out like a surgeon's heart monitor. Drag racers cutting 9-second passes swear by this mod, noting cylinder-to-cylinder fuel flow variance drops from 7% to under 2%. Because the plumbing hides under the car, inspectors seldom notice, unless a zealous tech catches sight of braided stainless lines or an anodized FPR peeking through the wheel well. Vapor recovery is gone, though, venting raw fuel fumes to the atmosphere. Insurance adjusters love denying claims when aftermarket lines aren't OEM. One rear-end impact and that clever plumbing becomes Exhibit A in a liability case. Expect 400 to 1,200 parts, plus a weekend of skinned knuckles. With fuel flow sorted, let's squeeze more power from the camshafts themselves. 2. Variable valve timing lockouts. Oil-fed cam phasers keep emissions low and drivability high, but they cap the raucous top-end surge hardcore drivers crave. Fixed gear lockouts erase the complexity and deliver roughly 900 RPM of extra usable redline. The top-end howl turns addictive, especially on engines that already breathe through big lobe cams, but cold starts get lumpier than porridge, and idle hydrocarbons spike off the chart. California smog stations now read live cam angle data, and a steady 0-degree trace is an instant fail. Manufacturers quietly log phaser activity in non-volatile memory, so warranty techs spot deletes in seconds. On the street, you'll feel a torque dip below 3,000 RPM, yet over 6,500 the engine pulls like it's inhaling pure oxygen. Track regulars consider that a fair trade. Commuters, not so much. All fierce so far, but nothing bathes them in liquid octane like our final upgrade. Fuel flashes, E85 and 100 octane maps. Ethanol blends such as E85 pack an effective 105 plus octane rate. 7 upgrades, 7 ways to bend or snap the rulebook in the name of raw speed. Ghost tunes, gutted cats, switchblade cutouts, cold air hacks, return line rails, cam lockouts, and race fuel flashes. Each hands you a fatter power band and a grin you can't hide, yet every one carries a price. Maybe at the inspection bay, maybe in court, maybe on a flatbed after something goes bang. So be honest, which law would you bend for an extra 1/10 off your 0 to 60? Drop your answer below, smash that subscribe button, and don't touch the dial. Next time, we're revealing 7 completely legal mods the EPA can't touch, and one of them is probably already under your hood.